watching from, you have to now begin to tag the CNN, tag them on Facebook, tag them on Twitter. Make sure we call their attention to this particular video, which is not going to last very long. And the idea is that if they pretend not to know what they should have or they ought to have reported, we have come to tell them, we have come to teach them, we have come to tell them where they made mistake and the need to correct them. We have come to tell them where they reported something that is false. We've come to tell them where they should make corrections. And because we believe CNN have a reputation, and that reputation and integrity that the company has said for many decades should be maintained. So you have a job to do. You have your role to play. The role you have to play this afternoon is to tag that woman, to tag, or not only her, tag her if you know her account on Twitter. Go to Twitter and tag her. If you know any person that her name or his name appeared as part of those who took part in the documentary, tag them. We must call their attention. By the time we have thousands of people that will be watching this thing live this afternoon, every one of you tag them, they will get attention that we are addressing the lies they told against us. So, for us to start, we are going to play the video, we are going to play the documentary from the CNN, and then we are going to address it. And as we are addressing this, we are looking forward to see the CNN make correction of this report they dish out to the public without scrutiny. It has become very, very imperative that we cannot allow any media to lie against our leader, to lie against Biafra, to lie against the struggle for Biafra. No matter how small the lie may be, no matter how inconsequential the lie may be, if it is coming from a giant media, we will fight it with our small strength. And believe me, by the time we put all our strength together, we will fight them and they are going to retract from those lies. So this afternoon, we have come. If you are complaining about CNN, if you are complaining about any other news media and not reporting about Biafra, you have a job. When those who dare to report it begin to lie, you have your part, you have your role to play, and it is time and it is the day you are going to play that role. Tag CNN on Twitter, tag CNN on Facebook, tag them anywhere they are, and until they listen and make adjustment and make correction on that report. Now we are going to bring the report to the screen, and hopefully I found the report on Biafra. There we go.
Came here and
right. So we're gonna start now bringing this to the screen, and we have to make this as snappy as possible. We are going to come live maybe 3 times today because we have a lot of things now that we have to address, and we are lacking behind because of other underground work. We are lacking behind. So I'm gonna bring this to the screen, and here we go.
And demonstrators came here in support of their leader. The voice of the indigenous people of the region of Nigeria. The demonstrators came here in support of their leader. The voice of the indigenous people of the ISA, a separatist movement that wants to break away from Nigeria, is this man, Nnamdi Kanu, a Nigerian British citizen who has been on the run since 2015. Kanu was arrested in June and extradited from Kenya back to Nigeria. It is part of...
Kanu was arrested in June and extradited to Nigeria. CNN reported that Kanu was arrested in June and extradited to Nigeria. That's a blatant lie, and that lie must be corrected. We are demanding that the CNN report and correct this lie told here, that Kanu was arrested and extradited to Nigeria. That is unprofessionalism taken too far. That is unprofessionalism taken too far. A high-profile case like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, a whole CNN cannot just come and start reporting like some news from Abatete. We are demanding to know from the CNN if CNN have received an extradition document, extradition order from Kenya or from Nigeria that made them to spend their time and resources and money to report and give a documentary report about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu abduction, and they are using the word arrest in June and extradited to Nigeria. We are going to listen to this report, and then I am going to give you, bring you the meanings of extradition and explaining it to you from the legal perspective, and then I will also bring to you the meaning of extradition so that we will know the difference between extradition and extraordinary rendition. And the CNN, which is a well-respected, reputable media house outlet in the United States of America, and they also have their offices and branches all over the world. The reporters and the journalists working under this company should have known there is a difference between extraordinary rendition and the extradition. So this is a very expensive lie. This is a very, very expensive misrepresentation of facts and cases against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and against Biafra. And we cannot just fold our hand and watch them go away with these malicious, deliberate lies against Biafra to begin to sell to the international community and position their mind to the fact or to the lies that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Two, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also extradited to Nigeria. This is a deliberate and malicious act by the CNN in trying to reposition this story and narrative to the international community and their wide, worldwide audience that watches the CNN and listens to it. So, especially those with a special vested interest in Nigeria, we are going to address them, and we are demanding that, one, they should provide a document showing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria. The documents should be provided because for them to have come to report this, it means that they've done their investigative journalism, which CNN should be leading. Two, they should tell us where did they get the information about extradition. Have they done underground work? Have they contacted Kenya? Who told them? Where is the evidence of extradition? Where is the evidence of arrest? Where is the arrest warrant? And where is the communication between both countries? Where Kenya have said, we have arrested him, so come and take your goods, in court. So we need to see those documents stating that Kenya communicated with Nigeria and Nigeria and asked Nigeria to come to Kenya and take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they have arrested him. Because as a journalist, as a news broadcasting company, well respected as CNN, you can't just come and start giving a documentary that you have no fact to back up your narrative. At least you have no fact. In the issue of extradition is a globally recognized process of sending somebody, a suspect, from one country to another, and it shouldn't be a secret. When extradition order is given, it is always publicized, because it is very, very extraordinary thing for any country to give extradition order for somebody to be extradited from that country to another. So the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if anything like that existed, or if anything like that exists, the Nigerian government ought to have made it very public, including Kenyan government. And of course, we know that does not exist. So where did the CNN get this fact and get the document that shows he was arrested and extradited to Nigeria? And I want you to pay attention to the damage. I don't know these people that every time I am live is when you people are calling me. Huh? So I want you to understand that whenever a narrative like this is being projected by giant media, the government are behind it. Government are trying to get something. And that's why we cannot allow them to rest. And that's why if you are a Biafran today watching, if you are a Biafran listening to me, you need to go to work. Begin to tag them. As this broadcast is going on, tag CNN. Tag them 1 million times if possible, until they're listening to this broadcast I'm about to do, or that we are doing already. We are going to address them. So I've identified 2 lies here. One, arresting. Second is extradition. It doesn't exist. That was a lie by the CNN. Everybody knows that there is no extradition order from Kenya. There is no extradition order from Nigeria. There is no extradition order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anywhere in the world. It doesn't exist. So where did they get that report? Where did they get that paper? Where did they get that document? Who told them and who is feeding them? Who are they working for? Who backroll the people that made the documentary under the name of CNN? Right? Let us continue.
Nigeria is this man, Nnamdi Kanu, a Nigerian British citizen who has been on the run since 2015. Kanu was arrested in June and extradited from Kenya back to Nigeria. It is part of...
Arrested in June and extradited to Nigeria from Kenya. That's a big lie. That's a big lie.
...for crackdown on growing calls for independence. Analysts say Kanu is just filling a vacuum left by multiple failures of government.
The increasing popularity of these calls is a direct consequence of the...
Now, I think it is very, very imperative to address this thing as we just continue instead of coming back and forth and all that. Coming back and forth and all that. Now, I want to go to, you all have listened to that. Let us even check what is extraordinary rendition. What is extraordinary rendition? Let's check on what is extraordinary rendition. Extraordinary rendition. What does it say? Extraordinary rendition. Extraordinary rendition is the practice of kidnapping, capturing people, and sending them to countries where they face high risk of torture or abuse in interrogation. I wouldn't go into teaching you the deeper and deeper and deeper meaning from the law perspective, the meaning of extraordinary rendition, but in a very plain and lame term, in a very vague term, it is that you kidnap. The word kidnapping must be there. Capturing must be there. And then sending the person to a place where he is going to face torture or abuse. Do you understand that? That is the thing called extraordinary rendition. Now let me tell you, when you talk about extradition, when you talk about extradition of somebody to a country, you are going to talk about extraditing somebody to go and face law. You are talking about sending somebody, you are talking about, first of all, issuing arrest warrant, which means the person have been arrested by a competent court, a competent authority, okay? A competent court will issue arrest warrant of the person. The person will be arrested. Extradition hearing will be conducted. The thing will go to court, go to appeal court, go to until the last, the person will use every legal remedies available to him. After that, if the stand of the court remains that the person must be extradited back to that country, he is going there to face law. Okay? He is going there to face charges, not to face torture, not to face abuse, not to face interrogation. In fact, most of the extradition hearing, the government have always put emphasis on torture, human rights abuse. The other country that is receiving the person will even go to the extent of signing a document that they will not abuse the right of this person, that they will not torture this person, that this person will not be subject to abuse and degrading treatment. The government have to go into this agreement as a document before, even after the court, he can be extradited to Nigeria, for example. Now you have seen what is called extraordinary rendition. Extraordinary rendition is not that the person is being captured or kidnapped to go and face the court of law. Because when you clearly violate the international law, that country that engage in extraordinary rendition will not have the intent, will not have the motive of taking that same person to court. That is why when we talk about the definition of the extraordinary rendition, the emphasis are not being put on capturing the person, kidnapping the person to go and face law and face the court. No. No. That's why in the definition, the emphasis were put on that the person is being captured, kidnapped, to go back and face torture, abuse, and interrogation, and all manner of degrading treatment. Okay? But when you talk about extradition, let us go to extradition and you will know what is extradition. Now, this is extradition in a very, very simple way. Very, very simple definition. Extradition is the removal of a person from a requested state to a requesting state for criminal prosecution or punishment. Did you hear that? Did you see that? This has to do with, I'm going to pull the two, I'm going to still bring it again. Look at that. To face criminal prosecution or punishment. It did not say to torture. It did not say to abuse. It did not say to be subjected to interrogation. No. But it says to face criminal prosecution and punishment. Put differently, to extradite is to surrender or obtain surrender of a fugitive from one jurisdiction to another. Okay? So, is it that the CNN don't understand English word? You don't need to be a lawyer. You don't need to study law to know the difference between extraordinary rendition and extradition of somebody. And then we are talking about a very high classified, a very high profile case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the CNN is coming here to give this kind of vague report, trying to change the narrative so that their listeners will begin to think that, okay, he was arrested and he was extradited to Nigeria. That's a lie, taken too far. We must all begin to go to CNN anywhere they are. And we are calling on IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. You must take your protest to the CNN. Henceforth, your protest must be to the CNN headquarters anywhere they are in the United States and call their attention if they refuse to listen to us on this online target and all that. We must correct this small mistake, this small lie that looks so small, that looks so inconsequential, that sound like they just lied. Nobody cares. My brother, everybody care. Everybody care. You may not care. You don't know the consequences of this thing they have done. You don't know the consequences. You don't know what it's going to do to this struggle. And we must come and correct them. We must force the CNN in America, CNN in Africa, any place they are. We must go there and protest. If it is 1 week protest, every day we must protest there. If you know you have CNN headquarters in your own city in the United States, begin to organize yourself. Go there. Call their attention that a CNN news outlet or whatever in Africa have reported about Biafra, and in that report, they lied. In that report, they lied. And you want that the CNN correct the lie. I would have said it is important we even sue them to court. We even sue them. Let them provide information. Let them provide the document. Let them provide where they got extradition order, where they have received the order, where they have received the arrest order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is two different things. You don't just, ignorantly come to public and start talking nonsense. You are dealing with Biafrans, intelligent people, educated people, and we can't continue to condone this any longer. So all the IPOB families in the United States, I am calling on you this afternoon. Henceforth, channel 1 week protest to the headquarters of the CNN. We have to, until we hear that they are reporting it again. Call their attention. We are going to threaten them with lawsuit because this is a fact. This is a fact of lie and unprofessionalism in the highest order. Okay? You have seen the difference between extraordinary rendition and extradition. It is two different, they are pole apart. They are pole apart. One is talking about torture, abuse, kidnapping, capturing, while other is talking about surrendering, arresting, facing prosecution, criminal charges, and all that. It is two different things. Why would CNN now come and tell us that they have arrested and extradited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria? Why? Why? I'm going to bring it again for you to understand what we are talking about. First of all, this is extraordinary. This is extradition. Extradition has to do with the removal of person from a requested, so which means you have to request. As you can see, request, removal of a person from a requested state to a requested state for a criminal prosecution or punishment. So, and everything I want you to know, even if you don't understand anything, understand that when somebody is extradited, the person is going to face charges. Law is going to face law court. Okay? Now, going to extraordinary rendition, let me even extraordinary rendition. It says the practice of kidnapping. Kidnapping can never be lawful. You know, when a word kidnapping comes in, it is no longer unlawful. So there is no way somebody will kidnap you and take you to court. Okay? You cannot be kidnapped and at the same time, the person kidnapping you will take you to court. And that is where the word trial before trial comes in. You cannot kidnap somebody and take the person to court. 2 is that, or capturing people and sending them to countries where they face high risk of torture and abuse in interrogation. Okay? So when this extraordinary rendition is being defined, you can't see that the person will come to court. You can't see that the person is going to face the court because the country that extraordinarily rendition the person don't have the intent, don't have the motive, don't have the intention of taking the person to court.